Hi guys, so for this video I'll be using knitting needles in size 12 millimeters and t-shirt yarn. I bought this t-shirt yarn in one of these stores here in Germany where they sell yarn, and it cost me around €6.99. I actually started to make a sweater, but it turned out it was getting too heavy, so I'll leave a long tail and then I'll make a slip knot. And then I would chain 50 stitches. Yeah, we'll continue casting on until we have 50 stitches in total. So after we cast on 50 stitches, we will knit the first row, so we'll continue knitting every stitch throughout row 1. So we are using a garter stitch for this project, and to get the effect of one row of garter stitch you need to knit 2 rows. So we'll continue knitting every row until we have 16 rows of garter stitch. So now that we have 16 rows of garter stitch, I will knit the next 10 stitches. So now that we have knitted 10 stitches, I'll knit the next stitch, then I'll knit the next stitch, then I'll insert this first stitch over the second stitch. I'll knit the next stitch, then I'll insert my left needle through this first stitch and pass it over the second stitch. So we need to finish off 10 stitches in total. So far we finished 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we'll have 30 stitches left on our left needle. So yeah, we'll continue knitting these stitches throughout this row. And now for the next row, I'll turn my work around, then I'll knit these first 30 stitches. So now that we have knitted these first 30 stitches, we need to cast on 10 more stitches. So we need to replace these 10 stitches that we have finished off in the first row. So yeah, we'll cast on 10 extra stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now that we have casted on 10 extra stitches, we'll finish knitting these 10 stitches that are left on our left needle. And for the next row, we will turn our work around and we'll knit every stitch on our needles. Continue knitting every row until we have 26 rows of garter stitch counting from this sleeve hole. And now again we'll make another sleeve hole, so I'll knit the next 10 stitches. So now that we knitted 10 stitches, we'll knit 2 more stitches. Then we'll pass this first stitch over the second stitch. We'll knit the next stitch. Then we'll pass this first stitch over the second stitch. And then we'll repeat this for 10 stitches. Now we'll knit the next 30 stitches. Then we'll knit these first 30 stitches. We have knitted these first 30 stitches, we need to cast on 10 more stitches. Remember, in our previous row we finished off 10 stitches, so now we need them back. So we'll cast on 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now right here on this left needle we have 10 stitches left, so we'll just knit these last 10 stitches. Now for the next row, we'll turn our work around, then we'll knit all of these stitches on our needle. So we'll continue knitting every row until we have 16 rows of garter stitch, counting right there from that second sleeve hole, just like we did here in the beginning. So now that we have 16 rows from this loop right here, and we have 16 rows from this loop right here, we'll finish off. So to finish off, we'll knit the first stitch, then we'll knit the second stitch, then we'll pass this first stitch over the second stitch. We'll knit the next stitch, we'll pass this first stitch over the second stitch. We'll knit the next stitch, then we'll pass this first stitch over the second stitch. We'll knit the next stitch, then we'll pass this first stitch over the second stitch. We'll knit the next stitch, then we'll pass the first stitch over the second stitch. So we'll repeat this until we have only one stitch on our needles. So now that we have only one loop left, I'll chain one, then I'll cut this yarn. Now we'll just weave these ends in. So now you can use a button, but I don't have a large button, so I'm just going to use a large piece of a T-shirt yarn. I know it doesn't look like good right now, but when I put it on a mannequin, you see that it looks much better. So this is one version you can wear it. You just put your arms through these holes, and this will fall over your shoulders. And this is the second version. And again, you put your arms through these holes right here. So now I'm going to put it on mannequin, and I will take a few pictures, and you'll see that it looks much better on the mannequin than it does lying flat on the floor.